Okay, let's go. They wanted Brazil. They wanted the Brazil part 2. Let's give them a Brazil part 2. Okay, right now in the 5 series, Brazilian records, essential Brazilian records. We're going to start off with Tribal Masahi. This is a folkloric record. I say it's folkloric because not much is really known about it. Alright, it's a super rare record. This is a reissue that I have here because the originals go for thousands of dollars. There are only like a couple hundred of these pressed. And I guess from the loose stories that I've heard, Embaixador, I'm not sure if this is him, Embaixador was an actor out of Copacabana. He was a bit of a mover and shaker, a bit of a man about town, and he was well connected, and he invited his friends. He had a studio booked for like one day or one night, and he invited his friends over, and they did a jam session, and it created this album. It's like Afro psych, Afro funk, jungle boogie. It's one big gumbo of sounds, and it's almost like one long track. Right? It's one long track. It's one long party. It's like a jamboree that just goes on, and it's absolutely brilliant. And it's one of those records. Usual, nobody cared about it when it came out. I think it was just a calling card for this guy, really. And then 30 years later, wow, people found it, and it's a holy grail record. Brilliant record, essential record, if you can find it. Because I had to go Paris to find this on a random. I wasn't even looking for it. I found it. The great Marcus Valle-Gara. Marcus Valle's catalogue is just an impeccable catalogue. I just pulled this one because I was playing it very recently. It's a great album. It's his most, from what I've heard, his most politically charged album. He's throwing some kind of like subliminal shots at the dictatorship regime that was prevalent in Brazil at that time. This album was recorded in 1970. Him and his brother Paulo Sergio, I think his name is, wrote the songs. It's just Marcus Valle. Great arrangements, great music, puts you in a good place, and it is what it is. Essential record. Next up, Club de Esquina, Milton Nascimento, Low Borges. This is like a very important record in Brazilian music and just in music as a whole. This is like a very famous record, and I mentioned it before in my introduction to Brazil video, but I just need to mention it again because it's just so important. Club de Esquina, a collection of musicians out of, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Minas Gerais, and they put together this record, and it's poetic, and it's just a brilliant record on all levels. Just essential, man. I just can't. Just wiki it, and Wikipedia will tell you this is amazing. Tim Maia, the artist that got me into Brazilian music. I discovered his music in a Brazilian cab. I asked the cab driver, who is this guy singing, or what is this? And he said, in his Portuguese accent, he said, Tim Maia, he's a little bit crazy, but he's great. And that's pretty much it. Tim Maia, this is his debut album, his debut studio album, and he went on to bang out more classics. Then he went through the Rationale period where he joined a cult, and it was all a bit. This guy has an epic story too, and there's a film about him actually. So Tim Maia, get into him, get involved, essential. The great Gal Costa passed away recently. Yes, it's got a very like provocative cover, but it's a great album. India, I think it's produced by Gilberto Gil, and it's lush. It's got great instrumentation, great arrangements. Of course, Gal Costa's vocals take it to a whole other level. It's just a rhythmic jam of a record. It's what you want from a Brazilian record. Pontas de Luz is kind of a standout track that's known because it's been sampled by Blasey Blah and Blasey Blah. And my track is Relance, which is a track I bang out at DJ gigs. This is an essential record. These are all essential records. 5 essential Brazilian records. Hi-Fi Recluse, Good Fun Records. Let's get it.